VinFast, Vietnam's first global EV brand, is all set to join the rapidly growing EV revolution in India. We got a first taste of things to come at the Bharat Mobility Show 2025. So now let's do a deep dive before the brand's two debut EVs hit Indian roads. Now, some of you may have already heard about VinFast, and for some of you this may be the first time. And if that's the case, then it's worth pointing out here that VinFast isn't just a standalone company. It's actually part of Vin Group, Vietnam's largest private conglomerate. This is a conglomerate that includes other companies like V-Green, which handles EV charging infrastructure, GSM, which is an EV ride-hailing service, and GF, which is an EV leasing company. So this is a group that's deeply rooted in the EV ecosystem. Now let's talk a little more about VinFast in particular. They started off manufacturing IC engine vehicles, but were quick to spot the potential in electric vehicles and quickly pivoted into being a maker of EVs, manufacturing electric cars, scooters, and motorcycles. We got our first taste at the Bharat Mobility Show 2025, where their pavilion featured the entire global lineup, right from the cheerful little VF3 up to the VF6 and VF7 that are going to make their debut in India, and even the luxurious VF8 and VF9. In addition to these production models, there were also concept cars on display, including an EV pickup truck concept called the Wild that gave us a peek into what the future might look like. Speaking about the two cars making VinFast's India debut, these are the VF6 and the VF7, and we have already had a chance to get behind the wheels of these cars, and here's what our first impressions were like.
Now getting going is as easy as hitting the D button on one of these cool little toggle switches over here, and off we go. I really like this compact steering wheel with these buttons. The VF6 gets a single 150 kilowatt, that's about 204 horsepower motor. And you've got to admit, for a car of this size, that's quite a lot. The VF7 is related to the VF6, of course. In fact, these were the first two cars to be built on VinFast's all-electric architecture. So there are some similarities from behind the wheel, of course. The other big difference between the VF6 and the VF7 is that the VF7 can be had with dual motors and all-wheel drive.
Whatever you choose though, you are going to get a lot of features, as both the VF6 and VF7 promise to be fully loaded. Where exactly these two will be positioned in the market and who their rivals are is anyone's guess at this point, but VinFast is promising to be aggressive.
Now that of course was a first impression in Vietnam, but if that's anything to go by, then both these cars are poised for success once they make their way over to India. And speaking of here in India, VinFast isn't just going to import these cars and put them in showrooms here. There is a massive investment being made to set up operations and build routes right here in India. To that end, VinFast has signed a 16,000 crore rupee investment pact with the Tamil Nadu government, which includes building a massive 400-acre manufacturing facility in Thoothukudi. Once operational, this plant promises to create 3,500 jobs and offer an annual manufacturing capacity of 150,000 units. And these steps to not just manufacture locally but to do so at scale should help VinFast price the VF6 and VF7 competitively when they finally make their India debut.